Let's now take you through the front pages of the newspaper as we quickly run through what the headlines are on all the national dailies, and we'll return to give some analysis. The Nation newspaper is up. Tinubu heads to Benue to galvanize against serial killings. We'll talk about that and what the president will be doing in Benue State when he gets there. The Daily Trust, we look at it again, is also on the Benue conversation. Benue killings, David Mark warns of self-defense as Tinubu visits. David Mark, the former Senate president, who of course also is from there. And Nigerian Tribune is our next paper. And we see something right here. 36,000 youths to participate as FG unveils confab registration portal. Remember, that's one of the things the president had talked about, to organize a youth conference. Maybe this is it. We'll talk about that when we return for the analysis. The Punch newspaper is where we go to next. And something on politics right here. 2027, APC talks tough as pressure mounts over Tinubu's running mate. A good meat to chew. All right, the Platform Times is the next as we look at some other conversations right here. State, this is on insecurity. State police no longer optional, Tinubu tells lawmakers. That was one of the things we spoke about yesterday here on the table. More when we come back for the analysis. The Blueprint will be our next paper this morning. And again, the conversation on the visit of the president to Benue State. But Nigeria's economy in positive outlook. Inflation drops to 22.97%. We've already talked about that. Maybe we'll touch on it again. And as we move quickly to this Nigeria, FCT water project comes alive as President Minister unveil new initiative. Well, on all the front pages actually of all the national dailies, we see the advert of commissioning of projects in the FCT by Minister Wike himself. More on that when we return. Daily Independent is next. And the headline here again on Benue issue. We must act decisively now to secure lives. This is quoting Atiku, the PDP and the LP. We saw the reactions to this matter. But that is it. The Leadership newspaper is where we go to next. And very boldly, the commissioning of the projects in the FCT is all that is the headline right there. The minister of the FCT doesn't do things small, you know. When it does it, he does it pretty big. The Sporting Life is the one to look at on sports. Liverpool insists on Osimhen. This guy is still the hottest cake in the oven right now. Well, that is it. And we have on the table Uncle Sam, Veronica, and Etoma, where we'll be doing some slice, should I say, to the young. I will begin quickly with the Nation newspaper, Etoma. The president is visiting Benue State today. Remember, yesterday we talked about the response of the government to what is happening there. The president, yesterday, while commissioning a project in Abuja, interrupted his itinerary and said he's going to Benue State. It's a good one. Yeah, it's a good
Rather,
decision. It's on Wednesday, sorry, please.
On Wednesday. Yeah, it's a very good decision by Mr. President. It shows that the country feels for the people of Benue State. You know, we were talking the other day about government showing empathy. This is the kind of stuff we're talking about. So it's 2 thumbs up for Mr. President and the governor that visited the people yesterday. We're talking about the deputy governor that went initially, and the people said, no, it's not you we're looking for. We want to see our governor. Now they are not only seeing the governor, they are seeing Mr. President.
That's right. It's a good one. It's a good one. And Veronica, the president had given a marching order to the IGP and other security heads to make sure that they put, you know, nip, or should I say, quail the storms of this issue. That's, I believe, is a good directive by the president.
I feel that they didn't need the president's directive to do the needful, as expected, because this matter had been on. Even the governor said that the matter has been on for quite a while now. He said it's not a farmer-header clash issue, but that people have been coming into the state, invading the state and causing mayhem. So, and if he has been calling and he's not getting the kind of response from security apparatus, as the case may be, then there is a problem. But now that we're hearing the president say, do the needful, perhaps we might begin to see the kind of response the people of the state need to actually address the matter. Because, like we rightly pointed out yesterday, Benue State is the food basket of the nation.
That's
and
right.
If these people who are majorly farmers cannot go to the farm because of these kinds of attack, they sleep, they see that their homes are destroyed, their attention is shifted from the farming into how they can manage their homes, how they can ensure they are secured, then we have a problem. The matter of food inflation, food security that we are talking about might just begin to change. So it's important that we address these matters holistically so that we can actually see the ease that we want to see with regarding food inflation, food security, and every other thing around it.
That's right. And Uncle Sam, let me take you to the Daily Trust newspaper, which is also, discussing the same thing. And we see that David Mark is warning on self-defense or against self-defense. Now, we know that part of the itinerary of the president when he visits there tomorrow, Wednesday, is to have a stakeholder meeting with some of the persons concerned. What do you think would be the outcome of this?
I think one of the problems with this issue of Benue State, as Veronica has said, is intractability. It's actually something that I think has not been properly investigated. And the media needs to do a better job of trying to find out what the facts really are. That the thing is not only just herder crisis, but that it is political. And we have not really gone to the political part of this. Because my own inquiries lead me to suspect that this is an offshoot from what they call a man called Ghana. I'm sure people know him, who was killed. Yeah. And what my investigation has shown is that there are what I may call the sons of Ghana, who are on two sides. One is called Chen and the other is called Full Fire. And both of them are the ones causing mayhem. One is with the headers and the other one is with the political leader. So we want, when the president is talking about reconciling, he's talking from the strength of intelligence. So the governor has a responsibility to go beyond just saying these are not headers, these are not our people, these are not our people. If they are not, if the Fulanis there are not Nigerians, how did they cross from far away border and cross all the way to Benue and settle there? How did they know their way and around the place? We need to know the truth about these things, and that there's a political aspect of it, and that one side is being inspired against another side, and what we are seeing is a political play going on where the ordinary man suffers.
With people's lives, how do we play politics with the lives of people?
That is why I will need to investigate what is going on in Benue in terms of the various factions of violence that are ravaging the lives of the ordinary people.
Indeed. Well, there's a lot to unpack from what Super Sam just said, but let's quickly run to the Nigerian Tribune, Etoma. The youths are protesting an end to this, and we see right here 36,000 youths to participate as FG opens or unveils a portal for national confab. Security, obviously, should be one of the major conversations on the table when this youth confabs holds.
But as Uncle Sam said, if we talk about security without having the facts, we might just be doing a jaw, you know, just the talk shop and nothing more. The important thing is for us to know the actual problem, which I suspect Mr. Governor of Benue State has an idea because he has security briefs. And Uncle Sam also said when Mr. President said something about reconciliation, he was saying that under the basis of intelligence that he must have gotten. We've seen the puppeteers. We've seen the puppets. Let's see the puppeteer. Let's know who he is so we can get the strings off his hands or something like that. And I really do hope that Mr. President's visit will bring some relief. some
It's full fire.
Chen and full fire. We'll have to write that down. Yes.
And Veronica, let me take you to politics now on the Punch newspaper. APC talks tough as pressure mounts over Tinubu's running mate. We saw a little bit of what happened in the Northeast, you know. Do you think there's some brew going on here?
I don't think it's a brew that the president will be worried about, or even members of the party will be worried about. They have seen all sorts of things happen within the party and they were able to resolve it. So this is neither here nor there. They can't resolve anything before 2027 as it is as a party. You recall that in 2013, 2014, before the election, that they came together. A lot of people call them a marriage of strange bedfellows. But as strange as the bedfellows were, they've been able to hold the strings together, their marriage together.
Right.
They've been able to hold their marriage together despite the challenges they have faced over the years. So right now, that's not even an issue for the president or even the party.
Uncle Sam, let me take this to your home. You were with the president and you spent a whole day with him. Tell us authoritatively, is the Vice President Shettima still, should I use the word the wife, if we want to borrow the analogy we're using this morning, of President Tinubu running into 2027?
I remember I was here to speak about a day with the president. And I said that morning, that the vice president walked in and we met in the president's office. So when people were saying that he has not been having access to Aso Rock, I think that itself should have given them the information that, no, that is not true. That they had very good conversation and it was very warm conversation they had. And I don't know why they were trying to sensationalize it. And I saw some reports talking about very, very sensational, very juvenile headlines yesterday. Yeah. You know, that I saw in one or two newspapers saying that the alliance has a problem because some people were making noise in the stakeholders meeting in Gombe, and they were saying that no, they must put vice president there. Even the party leader, what's his name, Ganduje, he mentioned vice president. So who is vice president? It's not Kashim Shettima. We don't have two vice presidents in Nigeria. So I think there are some overzealous people, and that's why I think that Governor Zulum and a few governors in that region to hold their people, you know, in leash. Some of these people are just trying to be holier than the Pope and trying to create problem. And we must say too that in terms of vice presidential candidate or not, it is the president who decides who his vice president is. You don't come and tell him that you must pick this person. You don't hamstring person, and you don't try to create tension between the two men when there is none. Because I said it the other day that it was there, and it was a very warm conversation with them.
Well, let's quickly run to the platform times. I mean, a lot to break down on some of these conversations. The president is, you know, telling lawmakers that it's time for us to get on the journey of creating state police. Etoma.
You know my stance on that. I have always believed that policing has to do with knowledge of the terrain. And if you have a central police, you know, they might not have the kind of knowledge in the regions that is necessary for them to be effective. So a state police, for me, is something that should have happened a long time ago, not just now. It should have happened a long time ago. I'm so happy that now Mr. President is speaking to it. Now, the problems that the people that are against it are saying is that can states finance a police force? But states are financing vigilantes right now.
Right.
Yeah, they can, they will. If they can't, they'll look for a way, you know, arm them, put the gadgets together, and have a state police that is functional. Right. It's a step in the right direction.
And the Blueprints newspaper is also discussing the same issue of the president visiting Benue State and economy as well. The same thing on this Nigeria. And so I wouldn't want us to spend a lot of time because I think we've handled that quite quickly. But Veronica, water in the FCT by the current administration is also a good thing for them. You know, remember yesterday, Olamide was saying these are basic amenities, and we remember echoing together, this is Nigeria. It's a good one, isn't it?
Of course, it is. Anything that would alleviate or address the problems of Nigerians, be it water, be it electricity, whatever it is, what the average Nigerian needs, it's not plenty.
That's right.
It's very small.
That's right.
Give me light, give me water, give me access to anything I need, and that's it. So it's good.
And Uncle Sam, on the Daily Independent, Atiku, PDP, and the LP, you know, are saying we must act decisively to save our lives. And I know you've spoken quite elaborately on that. But let me take you to the FCT, which is on the Leadership newspaper. Wike is gleeing with the president commissioning project after project. It's a wonderful feat. Part of the babies you were talking about, the union has produced.
A lot of babies. It's a lot of babies.
Right.
So many people who keep on, you know, harping on the politics of Wike forget about his productivity. And that is why Wike continues to, you know, echo his own music. You know, he's a musician whose song is more political than any in this generation. I see they pain them, they sweet us, you know. So he is saying that I'm going to advertise everywhere so that everybody will see it. He said, like this church song, the testimony of my life. People will hear it, they will see it.
Unfortunately,
That's what he's trying to do there.
Right. And Veronica, I wanted to pick you on the Sporting Life, you know, Osimhen again being a hotbed this season.
Absolutely. And Liverpool is saying they want him by all means and are ready to, you know, trade him for Darwin Núñez. But as it is for me, will he have that playing time in Liverpool if he goes there? There are a majority of stars there. Will he shine as much as he wants to? But you will have to think appropriately.
Well, they don't have an Osimhen in Liverpool. They don't have a man of his height, a man of his instinct in Liverpool. They have people who come from the sides. Mo Salah comes from the side. Núñez comes from the side. Some of them come from the middle, you know. But they need somebody who
can stabilize the center.
Who will be like a Haaland in their team. So I think that is what they are looking for with Osimhen.
Right.
And Osimhen, after taking 10 balls of Amala, will be ready.
I think that's what we'll let it off for the newspaper review segment this morning. But in our next conversation, we evaluate key developments